Well, this story is unreal and heartbreaking. So, this Oklahoma couple was arrested and charged with murder after they brought their daughter to a hospital after she died, and she weighed only 25 pounds. Now, to put things into perspective for y'all, my 19-month-old weighs 31 pounds. Now, granted, she's a pretty big girl, but for a 7-year-old to weigh less than a 19-month-old, that's unreal and unsettling. So this is 38-year-old Anthony Yachno and 30-year-old Lisa Mitchell, and they are who brought the child to the hospital. So police ended up being called to the hospital they brought their daughter to yesterday afternoon on Friday, August 2nd. It was said that Lisa was carrying the child in a blanket, and staff at the hospital made note that the little girl was already showing signs of rigor mortis. And they say she had both internal and external injuries to her body. A doctor pronounced her deceased just before 12:20 p.m., and that was about an hour after she came in. Medical staff also noted that there were black and dark red secretions coming out of her mouth when they would push on her stomach. It was crystal clear that the child was horribly malnourished. She weighed 25 pounds and was about 37 inches tall. Anthony reportedly told authorities that he went to bed alone around 9 p.m. on Thursday night. He then said that Lisa was asleep on the couch with the child. He said when he woke up at around 9 a.m. the next morning, he noticed his daughter wasn't moving, and Lisa mentioned to him that the daughter was sick and needed to go to the hospital, but his story changed several times. To begin with, he only said that he and Lisa were there at the apartment with their daughter, but he then changed his story and said that Lisa's sister and her boyfriend and 2 or 3 other children were there. Why did nobody do anything? He then had the nerve to tell police that their daughter was completely healthy just days before, but he couldn't explain why she weighed only 25 pounds on Friday and was deathly unhealthy. Anthony also claimed that the girl lost 25 pounds in less than a week. He said just 4 or 5 days before she was completely healthy and weighed 50 pounds. Yeah, right. Furthermore, he claimed they had been feeding her only soup and crackers because she possibly had the flu. Now, Lisa claimed that the child did have some sort of a flu and that they came to the hospital Friday morning because she wasn't moving. An officer reportedly asked them if the child had been to a doctor lately for any type of medical issues, but reportedly Anthony said no, she had not been to a hospital since she was much younger. Reportedly, Anthony's brother brought the parents, if you even want to call them that, to the hospital, and the daughter. Reportedly, the brother told police that Anthony called him and was freaking out and told him that the child was really sick and they needed a ride to the hospital. He said he did indeed give them a ride, but he left the hospital, 1, because he was afraid, and 2, because he needed to go to work. He also stated he couldn't tell if the girl was alive because Lisa carried her in a blanket to his van. Both Anthony and Lisa were arrested yesterday and booked into the Midwest City Jail. They were booked at about 3:20 p.m. Both have been charged with murder, and I hope they spend the rest of their days behind bars. There's absolutely no excuse for this, and no child deserves this whatsoever. They clearly look like they've been eating, though. Unbelievable.